Right, we are going to make a start. So once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us this evening. And when I say gentlemen, I'm including the boys as well. And if there are any young ladies, you're also very welcome. Thank you for your attendance here this evening. It's something a little bit different to how we normally do it. We've done normally dads and lads evenings. We've done dads evenings only. We've had moms evenings, but we haven't done one of these. So this is something unique and special. So I've been involved in these dads and lads evenings for probably close to 15 years now. We started them at my previous school. It wasn't called that, it was called something else. But we decided on dads and lads when I got here a little while ago. And there have been some wonderful speakers and opportunities to get together and share. And it's lovely to see some of the young men here this evening as well. As I say, tonight is unusual because we've broken tradition. And so there might be some complaints later. But at least tonight the moms will not complain because they are included. And just because it's Women's Month is not the reason why we've changed it. I need to make that point clear now at this time. But while we do have so many moms here, thank you for everything that you do on a daily basis for your sons and husbands or partners. Tonight's occasion is called A Son's Story. So it's about a son who's going to tell his story with regards to his father and his mother. And it is a unique story. And I'm just going to stop there for a second. So I've just returned from a wonderful headmasters conference at SACS, the oldest school, boys' school in the country. And the theme of that conference was Threads of Hope, Weaving Resilience, Connecting Through Challenges. And there were a number of outstanding speakers. One was Oscar Shalupski. Have I pronounced his name correctly? Shalupski, I think it is. Suffering from cancer, and the fact he's still alive today is nothing short of a miracle. But there were a number of outstanding speakers, and all of them had challenges that they needed to overcome to get to where they are, and how they managed to overcome those challenges through incredible resilience, courage, and fierce determination to succeed despite their circumstances. You might think, is Lumen going to carry on for long? No, I'm not. Our guest tonight is such a person, shortly to be introduced, but there's a little bit of a background to it. Sadly, our college family lost two fathers in the past week, and the families are now bereft of their patriarch and are mourning the tragic loss of a father and husband. I would ask that maybe we can just bow our heads for a moment, silence, please. Thank you very much. So what is your story? The story you tell everyone about yourself. The story other people tell about you. We can't control what other people say about us. The story that you tell yourself about yourself. The pep talk you give yourself every morning. Self-talk. Interior monologue. Top sportsmen and many others do this all the time. The things you say to yourself that you would never say to anyone else. And finally, the story that has not been written as yet, but metaphorically that pen is in your hand right this minute and you are writing it. And even us at our tender age, close to retirement, and the teenage boys sitting here amongst us now are busy writing their own story. The theme of tonight's address is A Son's Story. Tonight we are very fortunate to have Mr. Michael Laws, MD, a benefactor of college, of Melville Douglas Investment Management, a role he has fulfilled since 2017 with immense success, overseeing a business that manages over 60 billion rand of client assets in listed investments in South Africa and globally. But Mr. Laws is not here to talk about what to do with your finances. That's Friday night. That is for another occasion. Mike has been married to Natalie for 20 years and has 2 teenage daughters aged 17 and 14. Sorry, boys, they couldn't make it this evening. They also have 2 cats and 2 dogs. And he was an avid soccer player when he was younger. And today enjoys golf, fly fishing, and loves reading. So you might be saying, well, why is he here? And why have we asked this chap to come and talk to us? Well, he's not an OC. He doesn't have a son. So what's the point of listening to Mr. Michael Laws? I was fortunate about 2-3 weeks ago to meet Mike. I've met Mike before. And to be in his office, and we were having a chat. And the first thing I always say to men, particularly, I don't know why I don't ask women this, but I always say, what school did you go to? You know? And then he said, well, I went to 8. And I said, what? 8 schools? He says, there's a story to it. We spent the next 45 minutes listening to parts of that story. And I said, you need to come and talk to our boys and stuff. You need to come and talk to our parents. That's an amazing story. And Steve was sitting there with me. So that's why Mike is here. Mike is going to share some of his thoughts and experiences. And Mike has never spoken publicly before in this sort of environment. And there was a lot of convincing that had to go on. Lots of money exchanged hands. Not true. But, you know, people fear 2 things. The 2 things that people fear most are public speaking and death. All right? So Mike's experiencing one of those tonight, but he's going to be fine. He's going to do very well, and we are very grateful, Mike, for you to be here tonight. Seriously, I mean that sincerely, and we look forward to hearing a son's story. Please welcome Mike to the lectern.